trust in that leader that they're willing to follow without questioning. Or at least if they question, it's done in a sense of moving the company forward even better than it has been in the past. It's never questioning you. I'm going to stand here and I'm not going to move until you convince me this is what we're supposed to do.
Oh, that's confrontational. Well, we're at break time again. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Imagine being able to lose weight naturally without ever having to diet again. It's the weight loss breakthrough you've seen on 60 Minutes, The Today Show, and in Oprah's O Magazine. And now you can try it risk-free. Introducing Natural Health Certified Hudia. For thousands of years, South Africa's San people have used Hudia, a cactus-like plant, to ward off hunger on long trips across the desert. Researchers at Brown University have shown that the Hudia plant contains a unique molecule that naturally curbs your appetite. The result? People taking Hudia report eating less with fewer cravings and losing weight without the struggle and torture of dieting.
I mean, how easy can it be? You take a pill every morning and, you know, you're not as hungry.
I was truly eating what I wanted to eat. I just wasn't eating the whole bag.
And I thought, what's wrong with me? I don't want dessert. What? But I wasn't hungry.
Recently on 60 Minutes, Leslie Stahl traveled to Africa to try Hudia for herself and reported this. I was never hungry all day, even when I would normally have a pang, say around lunchtime or dinner time. I didn't, so I guess I'd have to say it did work. Unlike stimulants like ephedra and fen-phen that have been banned because of dangerous side effects, Hudia doesn't stimulate at all. It just naturally curbs your appetite. Natural Health Hudia is 100% certified from the Kalahari Desert, harvested from licensed growers. It's dried, milled into a powder, and encapsulated using strict pharmaceutical standards. You just take 2 capsules daily with water. It's that easy. Call now and through this special TV offer, you can try Natural Health Certified Hudia risk-free for a full 15 days. All Hudia sold by Natural Health is tested and certified by an independent laboratory. To see your test results, just log on to our website and enter in your bottle's unique lot number. Now with this incredible free trial offer, you have nothing to lose but those unwanted pounds. To order your 15-day free trial, just call this toll-free number or order on the web at naturalhealthhudia.com. Your 15-day trial is risk-free. You just pay $6.95 to cover shipping and handling. So start losing weight the smart way by calling to order your free trial of Certified Hudia right now.
And I went to the website.
Welcome back to the CEO Show. I'm Sheila Harrison, your host. I'm publisher of the Houston Business Guide. And today I've really enjoyed having Dick Huiras with us today. He has 2 companies, H&A International and ICS Connect. One is a consulting firm helping companies do this transition from an entrepreneurial type of environment to growth to a big company.
Right.
And it all has to do with communication.
Yes.
And the other is a company he developed to create a testing and a certification to really learn how to do this process of communicating better.
That is correct, yes.
Did I?
You got it.
Okay.
You did good.
Is there anything else you want to tell us, like summing it up about your 2 companies before we start talking about advice to entrepreneurs?
Well, probably the only thing I would say, and somebody asked me one time, what is why your success? You know, why have you been successful? Why have you been around since 1980? Because entrepreneurs, the fallout is really high.
Yeah, and in the consulting field too.
Oh, absolutely.
And when the economy goes kaput, usually some of them go.
And the values that we brought into our company is the first one is listen to your client. You know, the client hires you because they have a need. And don't ever think that you're so smart that you can tell them what they need. Okay? Because there are sometimes they're not too sure what it is they need and they'll ask you what it is. But listen to the client. Honesty drives the world. They want to know they can depend upon you and that your word is good, regardless of what that word is. It's kind of like the restaurant business. There are restaurants out there, and in my opinion, my personal opinion, are horrible. They have a great client base, but it's consistent. Every single time they walk into that restaurant, it's the same meal. And when they do business with you, every time they do business with you, it's the same business. They can depend upon it. They can go to sleep at night and know. And then the other value is that we are going to grow, not because we need to grow. It's because our clients need us to grow.
Just like you said in the example earlier.
Just like I said in the example, you need to grow. And that this becomes, our companies become a lifestyle to our employees.
You're right, because you spend the greater part of your day there.
Greater part of your day is spent there, right? And that we have a good balance of family life and work life. So that kind of wraps it up. That's our values. That's why we've grown.
I can see that. If you come in with that attitude to help a client, really, really looking for them to give you the reasons, then you can help them.
Right.
Rather than coming in, I'm the consultant, I know everything.
Hey, you could be a shoe salesperson.
Yeah.
And you go, your attitude is, I want to sell you a pair of shoes, and you're going to walk out of there, somebody's going to walk in the door and buy another pair of shoes. You're selling them something they're going to put on their feet and wear, hopefully, for a long time. You sell the experience and not the shoe. And what we're doing, we're selling the, if they come in and say, I need this kind of shoe, and you go, well, I'm too smart, I know better, I need to sell you this shoe. You're going to walk out with a client who's unhappy because you didn't listen to their needs.
Yeah.
And that's where so many so many businesses lose customers. They stop listening to the customer, and they think, we're the consultants, we're the smart ones. That's why they came to us. Don't outsmart yourself.
Yeah. That is good advice to any company in any business.
Right.
Well, I'd like to ask you, since you have built 2 companies very successfully, to talk to the entrepreneurs out there that are watching in. We got 2 groups that I like to talk to. One is the group that's thinking about getting that business started. Another is a group that may have gotten a business started with all the enthusiasm that an entrepreneur has and now wonders if they've totally lost their mind.
Yeah. Okay. And I've had people come to me and say, Dick, I want to start a business. How do I get in it? As a matter of fact, I had this one gentleman one time. They came to me and he says, I want to start a Hawaiian restaurant in Houston. I said, do you really want to start a Hawaiian restaurant in Houston? Absolutely. My advice to him was, don't start a Hawaiian restaurant. He said, why not? I said, do you see any other Hawaiian restaurants in Houston? He said, oh, but I'll be the first one. I said, how do you know anybody out there wants you? You didn't come up with a brand new idea. Somebody else has thought of that before and either tried it and failed. Okay. Make sure that whatever you decide you're going to do, there's somebody out there that truly wants you.
Yeah, right.
And you can sit there all day long and say, hey, this is great. I've had people come to me and say, I made this sauce, this barbecue sauce. It's a wonderful barbecue sauce. All my relatives tell me it's a wonderful barbecue sauce, and I need to go out and sell this barbecue sauce. And I said, well, hold your jets a minute. Obviously, your relatives and friends are going to tell you had good barbecue sauce, whether they threw it away or not. So don't make that. You may have made a good barbecue sauce. The question is, sell it to your relatives and then find out if they'll buy a second one and a third one. If they will do that, you might have an idea. Because remember, you can sell something to anybody once.
Yeah.
The question is, will you sell it again?
Right.
Also, if you're going into a business, like I had an engineer come to me a couple of years ago, and he worked for a very large engineering firm. He was one of their top engineers. Clients called and requested him. He said, I'm going to quit making money for my company, and I'm going to go out and make that money for me. Well, first of all, when the company charges these big fees, most of that goes to overhead. Yep. When you charge your fees, most of it's going to go to overhead. So don't get the idea that if they charge $500 an hour, you can make $500 an hour. But also remember that you may be the world's best engineer, but when you go out and be an entrepreneur, all of a sudden, people don't know who you are. Because remember, they hired the large firm first. They ask for you second. They hire the firm because of the support the firm can give you. When you're an entrepreneur, you have to convince the people you can give them exactly the same support and backup that they've had with the larger firm. Yeah. And that's difficult to do. Yeah. So be careful who you're going to compete with. Don't compete against a company that you just left, because you're never going to be able to do that. They've been in the business a long time and have established relationships. And people say, well, I have these companies and they love me. And they said, no, they loved the company. You just happen to come with it. Okay. And you say, well, I was the brains behind it. Well, they can hire brains. That's easy to hire. They can go out to another very large firm and hire a brain just like yours. So know your market, establish where you think your market is going to be. Be careful of the people who are entrepreneurs and said, well, you know, this has been my passion to do this for my life, and I've always decided if I ever left this company, I was going to make beads because I love to make beads. Well, make sure there's people out there that want to use beads, and make sure that if they're your beads, they want to use it. Start surrounding yourself with experts. Don't jump into the lake before you know how deep the water is.
Market research.
Oh, tons of market research, tons of knowing. Talk to other entrepreneurs who have done this same type of thing. What things work for them? What thing doesn't work for them? One of the things that entrepreneurs typically happen is they don't have any money to get started. So they do it on a shoestring and they go, well, I can't hire a consultant to do this. I don't have the money. If you're not willing to invest in your company, you're not willing to grow it.
Yep.
Absolutely 100%. No. Sit down with your family. One of the biggest reasons why entrepreneurs break up. Sit down with your family and say, I have taken on a new mistress. Because if you're married and you have a wife or a husband, you now have a new mistress or a new master. And it will drive everything you do. And your family will come second place. And they have to understand that is where their position is going to be until you become able to move from entrepreneur managing to a leader. It's going to take all of your time. And if you're not willing to put in 24/7, don't ever start. It will drive you into the grave. And have a vision and have a plan and know where you're going and get people to help you strategize how this is going. The worst thing an entrepreneur can do is jump in by themselves because they've never been, and because they've never been in that world before.
Yeah.
They don't know the tricks of the trade. Why make the same mistakes every other entrepreneur has made? Learn from the ones who have been successful. And like I said, listen to your client.
Yeah.
Listen to others.
Mentors. How valuable are mentors?
Oh, mentors are so valuable. It's just, and if you can go down to Bayer College and at University of Houston and get into a management leadership program down there and learn some things about that, it's an awesome place. They have mentors. There's the Silver Fox that are mentors. There's SCORE that are mentors. University of Houston has a program for entrepreneurs. City of Houston has this thing.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many entrepreneurs get in this business and never use or even know that all of those resources are out there for them.
You're right.
And every resource you use does one thing and one thing only, increases your ability to be successful.
That's right. You're making one more step to not make the mistakes that you would likely make if you didn't take that education in.
Some of these mistakes are very psychological based, and a lot of these mistakes are financial based. And when you run out of money, your company's in the ground.
That's right.
And if you can't go find funding, sometimes you just won't make it grow.
Well, we've come to the end of our program. It happened so fast. I know we've got more questions we'd love to ask of Dick, but we will be back next week with another entrepreneur. Tune in here at Phonoscope Cable, Channel 11 on Phonoscope Cable. And you can also watch us right on your computer by going to phonoscope.com. And a couple of clicks away, you'll find the business channel. And there will be at 10 a.m. every Wednesday morning talking to entrepreneurs like Dick Huiras and others that you've seen on the show. So we'll see you next week. Have a blessed day.